Hello everyone. This lecture is exclusively recorded for second year BSc student of BK Birla College, Kalyan. This is mathematics class semester 4. In this lecture, we will begin the unit 3, that is application of differentiation. In this lecture, we will prove Taylor's theorem for two variables. So let me state the statements. Taylor's theorem. Taylor's theorem we have already done for the one variable. In this course, we will do it for the two variable. And similarly, one can generalize for the n variable also. So let capital U be a non-empty open set in R2. Let A comma B and A plus H comma B plus K are any 2 points in U such that line segment joining these 2 points lies entirely in U. Such set is also called as a convex set. So if you draw a line segment joining these 2 points, if any 2 point if you join, then that line, if again it lies in U again, then such set is called as a convex set. So let f is a function from U subset of R2 to R be a scalar valued function, and it possesses continuous partial derivatives of order n plus 1. Then f of a plus h comma b plus k is same as f of a comma b plus h times dou by dou x plus k times dou by dou y f at a comma b. So you may take this f inside, so that is h times dou f by dou x plus k times dou f by dou y plus, purposefully I am writing this because this is operator, so h times dou by dou x plus k times dou by dou y whole square divided by 2 factorial f evaluated at a comma b plus h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y power 3 upon 3 factorial f at a comma b plus dot 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 dot, so h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y power n upon n factorial plus f evaluated at a comma b plus h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 factorial f evaluated at a plus theta h comma b plus theta k, where theta lies between 0 and 1. Right. So the proof of this theorem is not difficult. If you know the theorem statement of the one variable, then it will be very simple. Well, I will even recall that what is one variable. So proof. So it's similar to the transformation which we have used for the chain rule. On the same line, we will have a diagram over here. So f is a function from u subset of R2 to R. So suppose this is my u, which is in part of R2, and here it is my R. Suppose this is my R. So f is defined from u subset of R2 to R. And now let me define a function small r, where here every t from 0 comma 1. So here it will be r of t. So r of t, which will have two components, x of t comma y of t. Right. So of course from this t to this we can always have direct mapping, and we'll call it as g, which is equal defined as f composed with r. This means apply r first and then f, because we are applying r first and then we are applying f. So any point t can be mapped directly on r. So we can write define g from for, that is g is function from closed interval 0 comma 1 to r. Right. And x of t, r of t is equal to x of t comma y of t, which is taken to be a plus th comma b plus tk. The similar kind of transformation we have even taken for the chain rule also. Okay, so g of t is equal to then f of r of t, which is equal to f of r of t, which is equal to f of x of t comma y of t, which is same as f of a plus th comma b plus tk. Right. So this is how my g of t looks. So since f is n plus 1 times differentiable, implies g is also n plus 1 times differentiable, because g and f are same. So, and you observe that g is a function of one variable. So we can apply the Taylor's theorems for one variable on g. So apply Taylor's theorem of one variable on g. Since g has all n plus 1 partial derivatives, so we can apply the Taylor's theorem of one variable on g. So what I will get, g of t plus h is equal to So g of t plus h times g dash t plus h square times by 2 factorial g double dash t plus so on and so forth. So I'll have h raised to n upon n factorial g nth derivative of t plus h raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 factorial g nth derivative at theta t plus h minus t uh, h theta, I should say h theta, where theta between 0 to 1. Okay, so now let's call this as what I will do here is as follows. So take t equal to 0 and h is equal to 1 in this expression. Then how it will look, let's see. So I'll have g of 1, let me write down the blue pen. G of 1 is equal to my g of it is h is 1, t is 0, so it is yeah, it is g of 0 plus h times g dash h is 1 basically in this expression. Yeah, h is 1, so g dash at 0 plus g double dash at 0 upon 2 factorial plus g triple dash at 0 at 3 factorial plus dot 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 h power n upon, oh, there won't be h since I have taken h as 1 for this, so 1 upon n factorial, the nth derivative at 0 plus 1 upon n plus 1 factorial, the n plus 1th derivative evaluated at theta, where theta is between 0 to 1. So let me call this as a star. This is going to be very crucial expression because we are going to evaluate g of 0, g dash 0, g double dash 0, and then we will substitute in the star. How we are going to evaluate? With the help of chain rule. So we have already stated this expression. Yeah, so g of will play a very important role. So let's find out g dash. So you can see that here f depends on x and y, and x and y again depends on t. So evaluating g derivative, this means evaluate the f derivative. So how we are going to evaluate f derivative? Dou f upon dou x into dx by dt plus dou f upon dou y into dy by dt. So but instead of this, what I'll say is as follows. Since g of t is equal to f of x of t comma y of t, so that will, the g dash t will be dou f upon dou x into dx by dt plus dou f upon dou y into dy by dt. But what is x dx by dt? We have already written that too. Yeah, x of t we have written it as a plus th. So x का value ये है. So derivative of x will be here with respect to a derivative is 0, t derivative is 1, h is so h only. Similarly, the derivative of y of t will be k. So derivative of dx by dt will be h, and dy by dt will be k. So that we will going to write here. So it is so this is h times dou f upon dou x plus k times dou f upon dou y. So let me write down in more simple way. G dash t is equal to, I will say h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y, f here it is f, so f I will take outside. So f evaluated at x of t comma y of t, but x of t is a plus th and y of t is b plus tk. Now put t is equal to 0. So what I'll get is as follows: g dash at 0 is equal to h times dou by dou x plus k times dou by dou y, f evaluated at a comma b. Let's call this as 1. Similarly, now again differentiate this with respect to we will differentiate this with respect to t again. So if I take double derivative, then it will be g double dash at t. How we are going to differentiate this? So double derivative, we have to again apply the chain rule over here. So that one should understand in a proper way, because applying that is a crucial step over here. So again you have to evaluate partial derivative of this. So since f depends on xy and xy depends on t, so the partial derivative will also depends on x comma y, and it will again depends on t. So if I want to find out the double derivative of this, then how it will be? It will be dou by dou x of this h times you can say dou by dou x, dou f by dou x plus k times dou f by dou y into dx by dt plus dou by dou y of h times dou f by dou x plus k times dou f by dou y into dy by dt. Now again I will going to replace this dx by dt as h and dy by dt as k. So if I substitute that, then what I will get is as follows, and this partial derivative I can take inside. Similarly I can take this inside. So g double dash t, I'll get it as follows. So it will be, yeah, so h times dou to f upon dou x square plus k times dou to f upon dou x dou y, and here it is h plus h times dou to f upon dou y dou x plus k times dou to f upon dou y square, and then multiplied by k. So let's multiply this h and k inside. So I'll have h square dou to f upon dou x square plus hk dou to f upon dou x dou y plus again hk dou to f upon dou y dou x plus k square dou to f upon dou y square. Now this is same as h square plus 2 times hk dou to f upon dou x dou y plus k square dou to f upon dou y square. Now you may ask the question, are they equal? Yes, they are equal, since dou to f upon dou x dou y is same as dou to f upon dou y dou x. Why they are equal? Because the first order partial derivatives are continuous. If the first partial order derivatives are continuous, then the mixed order partial, this is called as a mixed order partial derivative, because x and y दोनों mix है, so this mixed order partial derivatives are equal. So this is same as, you can say that h times here I have missed out something. What I have missed out while writing, I have missed out this h square dou to f upon dou x square. So this can be written as h dou by dou x, you can see this, plus k dou by dou y whole square f evaluated at that normal x comma y. So that is a plus th comma b plus tk. This is my g double dash t. Now again, if I replace t is equal to 0, then I will get h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y whole bracket square f evaluated at a comma b. So g double dash at 0 will be h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y whole square f evaluated at a comma b. Let's call this as number 2. And similarly, one can find out g triple dash at 0 is equal to h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y cube f at a comma b. This is number 3. So in general, one can have the nth derivative evaluated at 0 is equal to h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y whole raised to n f evaluated at a comma b. So this will be nth expression. So substitute this 1, 2, 3, 4 dot 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 n equation in star. So substitute 1, 2, n equations in star. We get, so let's go to the star. I think we have written star here, not here on this expression. So g of 1 is equal to, it is in which side? 7th slide. So g of 1 is equal to, on 7th slide, g of 0. So what is g of 0? Okay, so let me write down g of 0 as it is, plus g dash 0. G dash 0 will give you expression 1. G dash 0 we have written in the slide number 8. Have I written that g dash at 0? Yeah, I have written, I supposed to write here. So h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y f at evaluated a comma b. So h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y f evaluated a comma b plus that, for this I have written, this I have written, g double dash 0 upon 2 factorial. What is g double dash at 0? G double dash at 0, you can see that g double dash at 0 will be this. So let's substitute this 1 upon 2 factorial. So h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y whole square f evaluated a comma b. So in general, you can substitute all. You will realize this will give me 1 upon n factorial h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y to the power n f evaluated a comma b plus 1 upon n plus 1 factorial h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y to the power n plus 1. I think we have written in n plus 1 only. Yeah, n plus 1, and that theta we have to write. So how it will be? So you can see that we are getting the what terms we were expecting. So that theta will basically give me this only, a plus theta h plus b plus theta k plus f evaluated a plus theta h comma b plus theta k. Now you may ask the question, what is g of 1 and g of 0, right? But what is g? But g of t is f of a plus th comma b plus tk. So g of 1 will be f of a plus h comma b plus k, and g of 0 is equal to f at a comma b. So if you substitute this, then you will get f of a plus h comma b plus k is equal to, here you will substitute, g of 0 is f at a comma b plus h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y, f evaluated a comma b plus h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y, f evaluated a comma b whole square, 1 upon 2 factorial will also come, so on and so forth. So dot 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 1 upon n factorial h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y whole raised to n f at a comma b plus 1 upon n plus 1 factorial, that is basically called as a remainder term, h times dou x plus k times dou by dou y to the power n plus 1, that f at, I'm not writing now, a plus th theta h comma b plus theta k, that you can write down. So this completes the Taylor's theorem. It has a tremendous application. We will explore few of the application, that how to find out the linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial using the Taylor's series expansion. So the question is, find linear approximation of f of x comma y is equal to x root y at 1 comma 4. The same question can be asked in other ways also. Find a Taylor series expansion of degree 1. Find a Taylor series expansion of degree 1 for f of x comma y is equal to x root y at 1 comma 4. So I know that f of a plus h comma b plus k is equal to f at a comma b plus h times dou by dou x plus k times dou by dou y, f evaluated a comma b. Since it is linear polynomial, so we will go up to 1 degree only, we will not go above that. Now what is a, what is b, what is h, what is k, that is to be understood here first. So here a comma b is basically 1 comma 4, right? So let's write down that first. So what I need to find out, I need to find out dou f upon dou x evaluated a comma b, and what is h? H is basically x minus 1 and k is basically y minus 4. That should be noted. Okay, so let's, because if it would have been minus 1, then it would have been x plus 1. Either minus 4 hota to x plus 4 hota. That is okay, that's fine. So in general you can note that a plus h is x, so that means that h is x minus a. Similarly a plus k, b plus k is equal to y, so you can see that k is y minus a. Okay, so let's find out this. What I need to find out, dou by f upon dou by x, dou by f upon dou by y at a comma b. So I know the f at x comma y, so f of x comma y is x root y. So dou by f upon dou by x is equal to root y. Dou by f upon dou by y is equal to x upon 2 root y. Right. So f evaluated at 1 comma 4 will be 2. Dou f upon dou y evaluated at 1 comma 4 is equal to 2. Dou f upon dou y evaluated at 1 comma 4 is equal to 1 upon 2 into 2, which is 1 upon 4. So let's substitute in the formula. What I will get is as follows. So f of a plus h is x and b plus k is y. So here f of x comma y is equal to f at a comma b plus, instead of h I will write x minus 1 dou f upon dou x evaluated at 1 comma 4 plus y minus 4 dou f upon dou y evaluated at 1 comma 4. So let's substitute this value. F at a comma b is turn out to be 2 plus x minus 1 dou f upon dou x at 1 comma 4 turn out to be dou f upon dou x is 2. So 2 plus y minus 4 dou f upon dou y at 1 comma 4 is 1 by 4. So the answer is very clear now. It is, I have approximated f of x comma y as 2 plus 2 times x minus 1 plus 1 by 4 times y minus 4, which is same as 2 plus 2x minus 2 plus y by 4 minus 1. So which is same as this 2 will get cancelled, and I'll have 2x plus y upon 4 minus 1. So you can see that I have approximated f into linear polynomial. So there is a quick homework that you can find out the linear polynomial by of f of x comma y comma z is equal to ln, that is log x minus 3y plus z at 7 to 0. So find linear polynomial. So you may ask the question, I have defined only for the Taylor's expansion for 2 variable, how it will go for the 3 variable. So you will have the operator. Now here you need to understand h dou by dou x plus k dou by dou y, plus you can have one more variable L dou by dou z. So that operator will repeat. So based on that you can easily find out the linear polynomial associated to this. So Taylor series basically gives a very nice means you can find out the approximation of a function if it satisfies the criteria of Taylor's theorems. Then you can easily approximate the Taylor series expansion. You can easily approximate the function. So it has a tremendous application in numerical analysis and even in the higher mathematics. So thank you.